And welcome back, everyone. Ellington here, and we are back on Total War Rome 2. This is actually a settlement we haven't seen in a while. This is the settlement of Athens. I haven't seen this one in quite a long time, personally, and I'm kind of glad to see it here. It's a fun settlement. I've always enjoyed it, so I'm glad to see it back. Now, this battle replay was sent in by one of my Patreon members. He is the rider of dragons, the drinker of beer, the master of dungeons. We have got Sir Tityrond playing Macecily here. Now, along with Tityrond, we have got another one of my members. This is a YouTube member playing Pontus. We have got Lord Bubbles. Bubbles, the popper of gum and the sleeper of Lord of the Rings. Lord Bubbles, that is. Now, as Saba, as you can see, we have got Hosgwyn. And finally, for the defenders, Swaby being commanded by J. Jax. Now, for the attackers, first of all, you can see we got some Cav coming out, armored Numidian riders charging into some hillmen. Oh, but a Javi toss here from some Levy Freeman of Iceni. And armored Numidian riders trying to get out of dodge. For the attackers, we have commanding Iceni, none other than one of the other backseat generals, Gorm Mjolnir. Remember, the Gorm also has a channel, and that is linked in the description, so make sure to go check him out and hit that subscribe button. One of his allies here, we have got Seleucid being commanded by Lazy AF. If you don't know what that means, that vernacular means lazy as fuck for all those, you know, boomers in the chat. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. We have got RDI being commanded by Decibel. And finally, Egypt being commanded by Hyena. I wonder if he cackles like a hyena. You guys ever wonder where people get their names? Tell me, if you have, like, if you're, you know, obviously if you're using your real name on YouTube, that's fine. But if you are using a different name on YouTube, tell me, where did you draw inspiration for your YouTube handle for? I want to hear it. I want to know what you guys got. For me, Ellington comes from a D&D character that I had. My very first, like, it wasn't my first D&D character per se, but it was one of my first, like, major, like our very first major campaign. This was my lead character and still one of my favorite characters of all time, named Draco Ellington. He was a paladin, and he specialized in riding and like charging things with his lance and stuff like that. So that's where Ellington comes from. I want to hear where your guys' YouTube handles or names, whatever you want to call them, I want to hear where they come from. This artillery, okay, so this is one of the tough parts about Athens. This is just very, very, very painful, especially depending on how many artilleries are aiming down their sights at you. So we've got Seleucid, we have got Egypt, and is that it? I think that might be it. So we got two artilleries aiming down into this massive courtyard. You can see this courtyard is very, very open. One big downside to Athens is that the interior of Athens is extremely hard to defend because look how wide open the streets are. That's why cavalry is actually relatively useful in Athens. As long as you can get inside, at least. Armored Numidian riders on the move again. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Don't know exactly what his plan is. Just trying to see where he plans on going. I just don't really see any targets at the moment. Maybe he's just trying to get in behind here before reinforcements come in. That might be the plan. Better be careful, though. Got multiple Levy Freemen. Levy Freemen are good against cavalry. But if he gets him in the back, come on, get him in the back. Oh, no. No. Ah! Oh, that's painful. That Army Numidian Rider is screwed. He's got 122 kills, 25, 26. I mean, not bad. To be honest with you, he hasn't really killed, like, great units. But that was very painful. He got sandwiched by 2 Levy Freemen. Levy Freemen, not the greatest unit on the planet, but they're pretty solid kind of anti-cav. They've got Javies. They've got a, like, 20 bonus versus large. So, not a bad unit. And they're only 210 gold, so not bad at all. Got a lot of tribal slingers, Kimbri bowwomen. Basically brought some Numidian light infantry, some guerrilla troops over on the far flank. What that will do is, you can see it forced the attackers to leave. They could have stayed and fought this, and probably could have won, but they would have taken some losses. But it does mean that now they can't attack here as of the moment. Pontus over on the way far side here, got some noble blood cavalry. Some, what the hell, mercenary Celtic warriors. Oh, they had some guerrillas over here. It looks like RDI might add some guerrillas over on this side. Looks like they got a little unlucky. Pontus brought Cav out, probably saw it, and then brought another unit out to deal with it. Way in the far back, you can see some, oh, Desert Heavy Lancers. Usually when you see Saba, you're looking at camels. But Saba today brought 2 units of Desert Heavy Lancers. A little faster than the camels. Don't pack quite as heavy of a punch, but is still a pretty good cav unit. Now at the front, Assault, RDI leading it off. We've got Mercenary Celtic Warriors. We've got Illyrian Noble Hoplites. Kind of a hodgepodge army here. You got Axe Warriors, Celtic Warriors, Illyrian Thorough Spears. You got Celtic, Illyrian Noble Hoplites. But here soon, they're going to probably need to send more stuff into that gap there. Seleucid seems to be making some pretty good progress through these breaches. Bloodsworn, 114 kills, 99 kills. If the Bloodsworn can get into combat unharassed by archer fire, the Bloodsworn will do very, very well. Very, very well. So we'll see how they end up doing. I mean, they're already doing okay. 129, 130 now. Spear Brothers. Look at that. Swaby. That's different. Over on the far right, heavy Numidian skirmishers supporting. Let's see, we got a line of thorough spears. Pontic swords, 59 kills. Did he just double chevron all his Pontic swords? No, okay. Did he just double chevron? Looks like he double chevron a lot of them. I haven't heard any more artillery fire coming in, but I'll tell you what right now, if I was Egypt, I'd be looking right there for my artillery. That is juicy, juicy, juicy targets. That's the kind of target where you're pretty much guaranteed to hit something. I don't know what you're going to hit, but you'll hit something. Look at the Illyrian Noble Hoplites already at 107 kills. Sabaean Swordsman coming over to support this side. Look at the Bloodsworn, 176. This is a relatively fresh one, 150. This is what Swaby does well. If they can get into this, and I'm amazed that Seleucid is not just blasting them to Kingdom Come, because Bloodsworn are so dangerous if you let them fight you. Also, not seeing a whole lot of cycling here. That's the other thing you want to do with those Bloodsworn is you want to be cycling them with other units. Continue to use that charge bonus. They are using Hex Bearers. I wonder what's the general. Where is Swaby's general? Nope, he's just a strategist. I'm of the opinion if you're going to bring Hex Bearers, bring a Warrior Gen. If you're going for Fear Effect, go for Fear Effect. Don't kind of half-ass it. Carrying Axeman doing a good job shooting back into the back lines, shooting at the Eastern Archers here. Oh, God. Pontus, Bubbles! Bubbles, what are you doing, man? Here we go. On the outside, the Numidian light infantry have been engaged, or have gone and engaged. They've gone and engaged the RDI units here. And now we've got the Desert Heavy Lancers coming in. Because this is pinned down, they're going to be able to, they're going right here. This is where Sapa's going. He sees Seleucid archers, and he said, mine. Mine, 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 mine. Ooh, he's splitting. Okay, one Desert Heavy Lancer is going to come around the edge. The other one's coming through. Got a Thorough Spear, it looks like, so probably want to avoid that. Here's a good back charge. Yes, there you go. Oh, there you go. Probably want to hold that for just a second there, though. The Numidian light needs to go engage that. Good job getting away from the spears. The Javies coming in. Ooh, this one maybe not so lucky. But good call by pulling back here. It's got a slinger out here. What the hell is this slinger doing here? I'm assuming it broke and like ran out of the city and then came back. That's the only thing I could think of. This one, Bloodsworn 76, but only 58 men left. 185 on this one. Looks like the other one with the really high kills is probably gone now. Thorax swords have a gap. They've got a way in. Saba, you got to go. This right here makes me very nervous. Over here, they seem to be playing it pretty well. I mean, it's a much tighter position. A lot easier to defend here. Little surprised that they haven't allowed them to gain a little more ground so that they could then get better archer shots. Pontic Cav over here, you got the Noble Blood Cav, just kind of chilling. He is waiting to see whether or not they're going to let him in, you know what I mean? Like, in the end, gaps tend to open, so he is waiting to see if he can find any spots to go into. Thorough Spears just jabbing the hell. It looks like he's going Heroic Nobles here. Or Druidic Nobles, maybe. Archer Fire coming in on the Easterns again. Easterns just are not a fantastic archer. I'm just going to be honest with you. They have extremely low armor, so it's really hard for Eastern archers to take an archer fight. Look at this mosh pit. It is just a crazy disaster over here. We have Swordmasters in, though. 106 kills now. Mott's Marauders. Bloodsworn now at 91 kills. Probably going to need to send that Desert Cohort in soon. Lyrian Thorough Spears fighting through some Spear Brothers. Hexbear's going forward. They're going for a break. There it is. Look at that. Broke the Thorough Spear instantly. Everybody else is red. Got artillery coming in. Saba's got an Eastern Onager, and he is just pummeling this area. Unfortunately, only broke the one unit. Swaby coming in with a... Assuming he's coming to... Oh, he's coming to charge. He wants in. Levy Freeman on the wall breaking. Moscow Marauders look to be using formation attack there. Probably want to turn that off. Over here, the attackers do seem to be gaining some ground, though. Thorax swords. Oh! You could hear it coming in. But they're just layering up here. And as they gain more ground, those archers are going to have better and better positions. Oh, he's got to be careful, though. He's getting shot, which is weird. Usually in this position, archers are typically hidden, and that's probably what he's thinking. He's probably not even looking because he expects that his archers are hidden, and they're not. There you go. He noticed it. He got out. See more units moving forward. Mercenary Celtic warriors. Where is everybody? All their armies are back here. Well, all their reinforcements at least. Germanic Slingers 41 kills. The wonderful part about this map as the defenders is you can really set up archer fire and slinger fire. You have a lot of space to deploy your range units, and it's really, really handy. There's nothing worse than being clogged into a place where you can't take an archer fight because you can't position your archers in a way to do so. RDI and the attackers doing a good job of using general abilities, battle rhythm, and second wind. Let's see Sobek Cultist. Look at this. Interesting. That's a unit I just have not seen in a while, you know, on the battlefield. Nubian bows coming in from Egypt now. Looks like defenders might have regained a hair bit of ground on this side. Pontic 62, Thoroughspear 69. Giggity. And here comes the legions of Messaceae. Desert Legionaries moving forward. They are a bit winded from that long trek. What's the General Silver Shield Swordsman? Interesting. Desert Heavy Lances have been activated. They are moving. Oh, oh my god, Egypt's artillery, 231 kills. Seleucid at 173. I told you, this area is just a nightmare for artillery. And it's always fun when you see people make the mistake of climbing onto this. And then you take your artillery and you just blast it and everything dies. It's a good trick. Do not stand really close to these buildings or on these buildings unless you are positive the artillery is out of ammo. Or there's no artillery, obviously. If you know that, then do it. But other than that, you will, because anytime anyone sees that, they will immediately shoot it and kill all whatever is on it. Desert Legionaries maybe just taking a break before they go in. Ooh, here we go. Look at this. Look at this. We got some abilities getting popped here. He's trying to break this line. And for Pontus, like, that's not a bad strat. Pontus, 60 base morale is not very good for a thorough spear. Pontic sword, look at that. The base morale is just terrible. But I think he might have popped it a little too early. You want to pop it when they're in the yellow or red. If you do that, you will break them. But you can see Pontic Sword now going to break, or wavering at 74 men, 73. There you go. That is what that strategy is for, is to get rid of the units that typically will fight further, you know what I mean? So you don't have to keep grinding through units. Instead, you can, you know, move on. Move on with your life. Oh, this might hurt. This might hurt. This might hurt. Okay. Whew. Oh, but that'll... Ow. Oh, don't do it. Oh, don't do it. Don't do it! Oh. You got a pretty good charge, though. I don't think they had really formed their square yet, but this could be very painful. Lyrian Noble Hoplite completely caught out. Oh. Silver Shield with a Javi toss at the Desert Heavy Lancers, 86 kills. Lyrian Noble Hoplite, 125 out of 160. They're going to keep trying to hammer Anvil, it looks like. No? I guess not. Ah, there you go. Thorough Spear's up here. Yeah, it's probably a good idea to get the hell out of there. Syrians all doing pretty good there for Seleucid. The one downside as an attacker, you don't really have much ability to get those angled archer shots that you can on a lot of the other more heavily played maps. Whoa, look at all the ground they took. Heavy Newman skirmisher, 78 kills. So they're still packing.
Find your targets! Loose!
Just kind of taking a look around here. This area still is just very sketchy to me. That's the one thing that this whole game has just been like, it doesn't look good. Not in this pot. Cab moving around over here. And once again, they're just kind of screening. Noble Hoplite and Ptolemaic Cav just kind of watching that flank. Nubian Bows starting to get some shots. It looks like he's shooting over here. I don't know if he was going for Numidian skirmishers here or... No, I think he's shooting at the Desert Legionary. Desert Legionary, 199 kills though. Look at that. Got a lot of stuff starting to waver back here. Heroic Nobles that, oof, not great kills. Tribal Slingers getting shot to death. I think that's the Nubians, yeah. Swordmaster, oh my god, that Swordmaster was at only 63 kills. Oh, that's painful. Galatian Royal Guard is just such a good unit. 121 kills with a single chevron. Noble Riders of Swaby still trying to do some work. Here comes more reinforcements. We got Berserkers moving up. Look at these bad boys with their bear pelts. Desert Legionaries. Oh my gosh. Where were all these troops, guys? Ptolemaic Cav is in. This could be a big problem. Oh, no, it's not because Marib Camel Cataphracts exist. I thought those Ptolemaics were about to just start blasting through. But honestly, the defenders have quite a bit of cav to deal with it. Like I said, this is a good map for interior cav play. Desert Heavy Lancers coming in. I think he's going for Iceni. Oh. That was a good charge. Good charge. Ptolemaic Cav coming after the Noble Blood. Nope, now he's going to go sandwich the Desert Heavy Lancers. Countercharge by the Desert Heavy Lancers. Ptolemaic should win this, but with the reinforcement of the Noble Blood. Desert Heavy Lancers did not take that as much damage as I thought they were going to. Bounce power is heavily in the attacker's favor. Well, not heavily, but it is in the attacker's favor. And Marib Camel Cataphracts need to be careful. RDI is taking shots. Shots. Everybody, shots. Ptolemaic, you're not going to catch this Cav. You're way heavier than he is. Unless he charges around. What is going on here? Pontus and Egypt, what the literal hell was that? Like, woo. Like, you were like, charge, no, don't charge, turn around, down, charge. That was a very weird sequence of events that just took place in that Cav fight. This side is not looking good, though. And that might allow for a flank, but also for further reinforcements to move to the other side. Berserkers are in, but getting shot to death by the Nubian bowmen. taking heavy losses. The thing with berserkers is you need them to go berserk. In my experience, if your berserkers don't go out of control, they do not get very good kills. 75 base morale, 56 melee attack, 71 charge bonus, by the way. Although he is using frenzy as well.
Back, men, back!
And they are not out of control. Saba's camo cataphracts are leaving this little engagement here. They got 81 kills, pretty good there. Heroic Noble Gen coming into combat. The Noble Blood Cav ended up taking a lot of losses against that Ptolemaic. I think the Desert Heavy Lancers ended up breaking a little while back. Pontus, he's sending empty archers to the back. What it basically does is it prevents, helps prevent army losses for a little bit longer. If if you have bodies on the battlefield, then army losses will take longer to come into effect. So with when you've got those archers, don't just throw them away. Don't just throw them into combat. I mean, if absolutely needed, do it. But if they're not absolutely needed, put them somewhere safe so they don't die. That will help your other troops last a little bit longer, and that could turn the tide of whether or not you break from army losses or fight on. Ptolemaic Cav coming in and charging. What's Seleucid still have left? Silver Shield. This one's at very 236 kills though. This one's pretty healthy. Archer's still there. I'm intrigued to see how they handle the Saba camo cataphracts, because that could be a real pain in the butt. In the booty. In the derriere. So Egypt actually has the thorax sword still over here. I didn't realize that. I don't know that it'll be enough to defend this side, but it's there. Heroic Nobles pulling out of combat, 172 kills. They are exhausted. He went Warrior Gen, so he can't second wind his Gen. Seleucid's archers are about to die. Well, they may not fully die. There's enough of them, and the Pontic Cav is hurt enough that they could survive this, but it's still going to hurt. Well, no, because I think Saba's about to come right through this too. Just charged the Seleucid Gen. Now he's charging the back of the Illyrian Noble Hoplites. Did I see a Noble Hoplite with 3 chevrons? Yes, I did. Wow, 211 kills.
Riders, advance!
Pontus, only 13 men left. Here comes the Army Numidian Rider General, charging the Silver Shield swords. Javi, ow! Second wind on the Silver Shield. That Javi actually really hurt. Pretty sure he had 61 men when he went into that combat. And Noble Rider's going to come help finish the Seleucid archers. There was Curse from the Hex Bearers. Once again, they're trying to break. But once again, these guys are still too healthy for that. You can see the morale is still green, so it's probably not going to work. Now, some of the other units may be. Wow, I don't know why he's pulling out his Noble Riders. I would just stay in combat there. Army Numidian Rider charged the Thorough Spears, knocked him down, so he's going through. You can see how many of them were knocked down. Not a great charge, though. Wow, this is actually a incredibly close battle. I mean, look at what's left. There's almost nothing left on either side. A lot of skirmishing units, a lot of their stuff is gone. But Icini's general's probably going to die here. Not sure why Saba's pulling out so fast, though.
Advance at speed.
240 kills with 3 chevrons. Noble Riders, 209. Oh, he's just getting a shit ton of kills.
On my orders, withdraw.
Saba turning around. He's going to go charge the back of the other side here. Oof. Good charge. Good charge. But look at this. They're pretty much fully broken on this side. Defenders are gone from the left. So on the right, we've got the mercenary naked swords going in. It's a good time while the ammo's gone. Then we got an intimidate. Who's using intimidate? Oh, that was used on the Pontic unit. Okay. Sorry, I thought it was used on Iceni. I was like, wait a minute, what? So what do we have? We have Arminian Riders, Hex Bearers, Camel Cataphracts, Pontic Sword, Noble Sword, or Naked Sword, excuse me. I think this is, so yeah, I mean, just look at the balance power. This is definitely going into the defender's favor now.
Charge.
Good use of cav. That would be the one thing I would say. Very good use of cav by the defenders. They did extremely well with that. And I think we're just kind of finishing up here. The Silver Shield General still holding out. Fighting valiantly, I will say. Charge! Naked Sword's gonna get some good last-minute kills, that's for sure. And that is game. Well fought on both sides here. See, for the defenders, we got Saba being commanded by Paz with 2,383 kills. I believe, nope, that's second most. So, Camel Cataphracts, look at 300 kills, but a Silver Chevron, so really, really good value. 165 on the Onager. Desert Heavy Lancers did pretty solid. Now look at the Moscow Marauders, 236, 240, and then the Sabaean Swords did pretty good as well. J-Jax as Swaby with 1,994 kills. 3-69 on the Noble Riders with 2 chevrons. I mean, that was all pretty much all the Seleucid archers at the end. Bloodsworn 202, 203. Sword Masters 195 and 63. I mean, that's okay. This one's not so hot, unfortunately. That's okay, though. Titty Rond leading the game, I believe, with 2,562 kills. 1 Armored Numidian Rider with 158 kills. Pretty solid there. 283, 173 on the Heavy Numidian Skirmishers. 183 on the... Oh, and another Heavy Numidian Skirmisher, excuse me. Desert Legionaries 259, 207, 236, 225 on a Desert Cohort. Look at that one. 3 chevrons on that. Very, very well done. And finally, for the defenders, we have Pontus being commanded by Who's Mr. Bubbles with 2,304 kills. The Celtic Warriors 163 is pretty solid there. Pontic Swords, Archers did really well there. 103 on a Thorough Spear. 133 on the Noble Blood Cav. 94 on the Mercenary Naked Swords. For the attackers, going off first, we have Gorm Mjolnir as Iceni. Heroic Nobles 211. Honestly, he kind of got double teamed on that one side. I'm going to be straight with you. Like, he had Miss Aisley and Pontus taking him on, and that is a very, very rough matchup. And it happens. Happens to everybody. Hyena as Egypt with 2,406 kills, leading the defenders. or the attackers, excuse me. Greek Giant Ballista 233. Look at the archers 213, 200, 200. Very, very well done with those. 173 on the Galatian Royal Guard. His infantry did okay. It just okay. Lazy AF as Seleucid with 2,080 kills. 219 on the general, 173 on the artillery. Archers did pretty solid. Infantry did okay. 137 as a thorough spear, 181 on a thorax. And finally, for the attackers, second on the leaderboard with Decibel here, RDI. Leader Noble Hoplites, 144, 154, 105, 172, 239 on that one's really good. 3 chevrons, too. Mercenary Axe Warriors, 138, 235 on a Celtic Warrior. Well, that is going to be it for today's battle. Thank you guys so much for joining. Don't forget that if you want to get your battle replays in, join the Discord. There is a replay drop there. That is the best place for those replays to go. That's where I'm most likely going to see them. Sometimes if you send it to me, sometimes I forget that you sent me a battle. You know what I mean? So the Discord drop is the best place to put it because I can always see it there. So, but yeah, that's going to be it. And don't forget that YouTube members and Patreon members do have higher priority for battle replays. So if you really want to get your replay in, make sure to go either hit that join button on YouTube or hit that link in the description for Patreon. But that will be it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we will see you guys next time.